are so many people out there who are studying openings instead of learning how to win the game. In other words, if you are studying the London or any opening variation, how much will that really reward you toward winning a game versus learning specific strategic methods, maneuvers, plays, or honing your endgame skills toward pocketing further points and thereby gaining rating points. Our goal is that everyone should have an opportunity to become a better player. That is far more important than any individual win for rating points, because honestly, when you are a certain strength, the rating points just come and go. If you have a bad day, your rating returns to your true strength on the very next day. So there's no reason, absolutely no reason for anyone to be fretting over rating points or anyone getting help on any particular move when this is meant purely and entirely for training for actual real life events. You have to start at the beginning. Basically, you're going for an AP class in chess when you study Kasparov or Magnus. And if you've not passed all of your primary school classes, your fundamentals, your absolute basics, which are Lasker, Capablanca, Morphy, Alekhine, then it becomes very difficult to jump into science at a higher level. Aim higher. Set your standards higher. Be better. I mean, you're aiming at a level of player that is more or less intermediate. I already made this comment earlier that players under 2400 are intermediate. So if you aim higher, aim at becoming a better player. Basically, Gotham Chess is an advanced intermediate player. He is hoping to become a grandmaster for a reason, because then he will be a real player. I would only hope to do the same thing myself, as my rating is even lower and weaker. I'm not as good as Gotham Chess yet. I am a hop, skip, and a jump above beginner.
And of course, the old discovered mate. I would actually like to call this the Reti mate, right? Where he sacked his queen on d8 and played bishop to g5 and bishop to d8 when the king ran to c7, as there were pawns here, rook on this square, knight on that square.
Good. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, grasshoppers. We're just rearranging some of the furniture here. We did make some changes to the layout yesterday. Let's bring the mic a little bit closer, because I know that it always sounds better when that happens. Yes, indeed. All right, Omer, we're still working on C4. We're hoping to get to 800. 4/5 of the way toward 1K openings with the English opening. We are already quite far with knight f3 on the first move. But we do wish to demonstrate that on average, and if your opponent wishes to play the Dutch, let them. On average, the opponent likes to answer the English with something orthodox. That's fine. I'm not going to buck a trend here. Let's see how we're looking. Not sure why we are. Showing the white space there. Let's move it ever so gently this way. There we go. Much better. Much better. Oop. Already guaranteeing me a slight advantage. Or a comfort advantage. Let's just put it that way. Am I going to play h4 if he plays h6? Usually it's best to play h6 before you castle. So, moment of truth now. Do I feel like I can dare it? I have to look into this separately, obviously. But no. If I play bishop f4, then they have the opportunity to play c5 and be very aggressive. I want to keep all of the action on the d5 square if I can by threatening to remove the knight on f6 because I have two pieces that are bearing down on it. My opponent is weakening himself in two directions. Not so wise. I think he's already in trouble losing a pawn. My king has freedom of movement. If I really need to, I can scooch. This pin doesn't really work so effectively since we have a check. And we'll revisit this situation later. Interesting. Do I wish to give him an open file? Do I want to get greedy? I don't think so. I think we're just going to try to put another piece on the open file. So g6 stopped me from playing queen to b7, queen to e4, maybe. But we will try our best to give him what is for. Return to sender. Address unknown. Return to sender. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that move, but okay. I cannot. Is he threatening me? I doubt it. Right? We'll keep up the goodwill and good wishes. How about that? The goodwill and good wishes. Then we'll tag that knight. We might tag the knight again. Was there a better way to tag the knight? Possibly. Possibly there was a better way to tag the knight. Let's keep everyone under attack. How about that? Everyone. What? Where do you think you are going, sir? We'll keep it up. Boom, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Keep it up. He maneuvered his way to e4 fairly well, I believe. Okay, so we're going to capture. He's going to capture. Am I going to gain time on his queen again? Maybe. Let's throw in an in-between move. How about that? Just in case. That's a bummer. We had queen takes g4, which would have been devastating, perhaps. My opponent offers me a draw. Why is he offering me a draw? Because he's lower rated? I don't think so. I'm afraid not. There you go. Wasn't that much better than offering a draw? Ye gods, what are you thinking, sir? People. Courage. Courage must be cultivated. Courage must be cultivated. You cannot offer a draw when you are in a better position in a chess game. Have courage. Press on. Move forward. Take care of business. Why cut the game short for any reason? It's totally unacceptable to offer a draw when you are in a better position. In fact, it's almost condescending. Where is my opponent? Let's copy this URL. We'll send him a message. Dude. Now, I don't understand completely why there were several people that thought my name was changing yesterday because I was hacked. I don't understand what name they thought I was using, but Master Chess Dojo, Chess Dojo Live, do I want to do that? So they take a piece, we take a piece, but I like this. I like this a lot. We're waiting. I am waiting. Yes, I am partially pinned, but yes. Very curious, sir. Very curious. Oh, no. Taylor, New Zealand, how are you? Welcome to the dojo. If you've not yet checked out the amazing publisher, then you should. I'm debating on whether or not let's just keep breaking open the center here just a wee bit. Not sure where he thinks he's going. It's quite loud, right? My God. Thank you for following. How is your stream? I am FIDE trainer and National Master John MacArthur. I've been doing this for quite some time. What do you normally do on your streams? I try to play structured events as much as possible. Interesting. We're just going to keep it going.
It was good. I was analyzing my OTB games.
Oh, I love it. Everyone should have over-the-board experiences. Now, for the most part, we're just going to continue on our merry way.
There was a tournament I played about a month ago.
This was in New Zealand. What part of New Zealand are you in? Wow. I don't even know what to say here. I really do not.
I am from Auckland.
That's very cool. I think I can get away with this. Now we're going to get away with this. This could be very awkward. Do we want to checkmate him right away, or do we want a pawn mate? This is the question. A pawn mate? No. Let's just, people are waiting. People are waiting.
Tough day for white.
Yeah. I played the Dutch for the first time in a little while. I played all openings. I've played all of the first moves 200 times or more. I'm actually trying to catch up with knight a3 and knight h3, I think. It's possible. Uh-oh, we've got Ron Hay. I run regularly scheduled events here on Lichess because it is a superior Swiss chess platform. You will have a lot of people wishing to play Swiss systems. The Swiss system event gives you a chance to analyze your games between rounds normally. The unfortunate drawback to the Swiss system, as we leave this for a moment, is that past round 4 you cannot get into the tournament. So if you would wish to get into the tournament, then it needs to be done that way. A little bit of an anti-Benko setup here. Wow, our opponent is very aggressive. Alrighty then. No d5, Ron, eh? Oops. Okay. Way overdue.
I see I haven't seen much Swiss tournaments on Lichess.
They have a regular base, actually, if you go
Normally
to...
I see arenas. Anyway, I need to go. Have a good rest of your stream. Thumbs up emoji.
I hope you got a shout out. I'm sorry if you didn't get a shout out. Taylor NZ. I forgot. So what was the time control of the tournament that you played? I didn't get to, I was hoping to get more information. What is your preferred time control? I guess I can go this direction, but it just seems awkward now, right?
90 plus 30.
Ah, the standard FIDE time control. Nicely done. I may have lost a pawn on this mix. I may have. But I am getting the bishop pair. What in the world are you threatening, sir? Fair enough. He sacked a piece for a few pawns. All well and good. Just hopefully he doesn't get too greedy. I have to fix that. I was changing my layout and my alerts have all changed.
Who can I join the arena?
You have a limited time to join the Swiss. It is not an arena, it is a Swiss, which has a few. I'll throw that one in there very quickly. Let's start battening down some of our hatches, our stinking hatches, because my opponent is missing. I need to improve my worst placed piece, of course. Maybe I'll exchange the knight on the rim for the rook on the rim. Not a bad thought. Knight on the rim for the rook on the rim. Now, Ron and I have played 980 games. So where are you headed from here? I don't get it. You're going to play that move? Fine.
Won't let me.
Oh no, so it has to be before round 4, or you need an account that is older than 6 or 10 days, perhaps. We will see what we can do to accommodate you. We have more where this came from. We do. Here a check, there a check, everywhere check, check. Rook to d2. Queen takes f7 or queen takes a8. So he's going to move his knight, but what is the most damage that he can do with his knight? Let us see. What is the most damage that he can do with his knight? Here a check, there a check. We have been studying to a certain extent, mainly because we have... Now, why do I have the Kickbot moderator working? Kick we're not doing anymore, unfortunately. I have to amend that, I'm afraid. Oh no! Is it that bad, Ron? Is it that bad that all of my pieces became more active than yours? I guess it is that bad. I believe that I was very close to being tortured and toast. But knight c6 had to be a blunder, right? +3. So bishop takes f2 was very energetic, probably not so critically bad in itself, but to play f5 is a hard move. He's desperate to get his pawns back for the piece, but in reality, it is the knight that is the problem. Knight on b to d7 later could have probably been okay too. Knight on b to d7, no, nothing there. So, Master Chess Dojo as white. How are we doing on the front of English openings? I've only played that position 6 times. So 3.5, 3K, 3K, 1.4K, 1K. Knight F3, we need 73 more games. And with C4, we need about 327 more games as white. See what we got. But you should join the dojo and the Discord, the socials, or sub on YouTube. YouTube will always almost get you there. I'm trying to start the stream 15 minutes before the event. You have to join the team, maybe? Rick Sanchez for real. Excellent. Is it Rick Sanchez as in Rick and Morty? He probably has a son for an account for his son called Morty for real. This is the first time that Rick and I have played. He's trying to sneak up on me. No funny business. We're keeping it real here. A3. A3 should be played on the 8th move, actually, for the greatest effect. For greatest effect, A3 should be played earlier. I'm very tempted to play this move now. Do I want to play it? Here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Yeah, let's do it. And then we'll see where he wishes to go from here. What? Not what I was expecting. Not what I was expecting for real. So a5, b takes, knight there. We might have more. I think he has to take, unfortunately. Not sure if rook takes is better. Knight e4. Pawn takes must be better. Interesting. Let us lift. Probably not the best move, but it will all work out. Ultimately, it all seems to work out. Which is more valuable? We'll find out. The open file, the open file seems to be slightly more valuable. Another major. Oh no, sir. You don't value your knights. A king move was required. You're a check there, check everywhere, check, check. Fine. Is he going to be in time? He's going for a touchdown. It's better to be lucky than good. That's all there is to say about that. Better to be lucky than good. So we have the window open. The sun has not entirely come up to blast me just yet. It is certainly sunrise chess. And after this, you might join the Rapid Dojo event right after this one. That one is also where is everybody? The Discord. Rook e2 is being threatened. Oops. No, you had Dudovich. Oh, he was trying for that check. And he is in like Flynn. He also had rook to e1 to avoid completely being dominated on his king side. Because queen to g6 is still a threat if we don't have any follow-up here. Queen to g6 check. He's trying to get in. We always have rook to e4. Rook to e4 may have to do. Let's see where he goes from here. Fascinating move. Mildly curious. Ruh-roh. Leaving the kink a little unprotected. Still don't have queen takes a2. The whole time I've been trying to look at, I've been eyeballing that weakness on a2. Aries Zodiac. Good morning. Queen G8? No. I think I would have blocked with the rook. That's a fascinating way in to trade off that particular with our king being so exposed. Certainly queen f1, queen takes f4 was better. Certainly. Sooner or later he was going to find it. And now we get to trade queens, and we have the slightly better endgame with the outside passed pawn and the better minor piece. I don't think this is the way to go. What are you doing? Oh my God. Now we went from being a pawn on the bet to the good on the outside to being down a pawn. And is it going to be enough with the bad bishop? Bad. Bad bishop. Give him a checkup. Now can he maneuver his knight to a better square? Well, white should not agree to a draw here. White should just plan out his next so many moves to avoid the rep. Wow, can you imagine if black could win this? I could almost see it. Because we are playing so poorly here. We have no danger of losing this pawn either. Nicely done to the higher rated player. Analysis board. Even in this position, white is still better. But white winning a hand. Oh, sorry. I wanted to see this position. Oh, is it equal? Yeah, we can't get anywhere because the black's king is too well placed. He should have just repeated the position for what it was worth. Aries Zodiac, good morning. Welcome to the dojo. Welcome to the dojo. You got what we need. We don't want your money, honey. I don't know the next line. Welcome, welcome to the dojo. We're gonna have to add that to the list of lyrics that we may or may not eventually use, right? Let's just continue developing. Hopefully it doesn't play knight c6. Whoops. Welcome to the dojo. We've got what you need. We don't want your material, honey. All right, that's going to have to work. So because c6 is already in, queen to c2 is a bit more accurate, right? Or is knight on g to e2 more accurate? I'm not after the minority attack. That is interesting, if you think that we're up for the minority attack. I think not. This knight is well placed to anchor this. That's a helpful move. Thank you. Let's just keep on expanding. We're just gonna keep on trucking. Mississippi move, won't you keep on trucking on me? Those are some classic lines. What can we do here? Let's just see if we can find some of our favorite music. Who won the yesterday's rounds in the Rapid and Blitz, I wonder? Oh, you do have that night, don't you? You do. You do have that bloody night move. That looks annoying as all get out, right? Gonna have to shift and drift. Wow. Let us begin. He's missing a dark squared bishop, which could be, interestingly enough, maybe it was rook e1 was better. There was hardly anything that can attack the d4 pawn. Not sure why I put my rook here. Putting the rook on e1, however, would have been a little better. Maybe he'll give me a second chance by attacking my rook. Alrighty, so this is falling. We can now push, right? He's got a check. Or is this not guarded enough? Trick E. Too bad our rook isn't on c1, right? Very awkward that our rook is not on c1. Well, that was nice of him. Did not plan on that. He took his eye off the ball here. He did take his eye off the ball. Interesting. Maybe this helps us. Maybe it does not. Interesting. I happen to love that knight on that square though, so it's hard to pass up whether or not that's going to be worthwhile. But let's just continue. Finding vase. What? To bother our opponent. Can I do this? It looks like I can do it. Craziness. Craziness reigns around his king. Craziness. So it looks as though he was a little out of the water after the beginning phase of the game. 7:05. Uh-oh. Time to get the announcement for the Rapid Dojo. Congratulations to Ron Hay for first place. Is there pomp and circumstance? They've ignored. Oops. All right, moment of truth, everyone. Congratulations to Ron Hay. Now, I don't know if this Rapid Arena is going to be able to be or remain a Swiss, unfortunately. I think it's going to have to become 5+5 in arena format. Tomorrow we have the U.S. Women's Champion, Marilyn Simmons, a.k.a. Marilyn Braun. Followed by John Tisdall.
How are you today on this beautiful Monday?
Thank you, Pegasus. Namaste. It is a beautiful Monday, right? Let's head to the Rapid. That's what I meant to do. Let's join this one. Let's put the link in the chat. Copy link address. We'll do that. So I turned off the mod for Kickbot. I was fairly certain that I had turned off the mods for Kickbot. But I could be wrong. Maybe there's a mod that I don't know about. So meanwhile, get the announcement out, the new team update, play Swiss tournaments. Can I actually copy that?
Is Chestnut good thing to buy?
Chestnut. I have some difficulties with Lichess, with Chestnut. I think the Chestnut product caters to Lichess. The DGT board is still the best universal all-around board. I have attempted to set up a Chestnut board for a student, and it was not that easy. Whoops. It was unfortunately not that easy. Copy link text, copy link address. Oops. New team update.
Chestnut Go is perhaps good or even model.
Have you successfully, like I would be prepared to return it if you cannot connect it to, if you are unable to connect it to Lichess effectively, I would certainly return it. I don't know that that it's all that. I mean, it looks lovely. It looks absolutely lovely. All the products look lovely. I think they're well priced. There were several brands that I looked at. I can't remember what the third brand was. There was one that I looked at that seems to be pretty much kerfunked and out of business. Studying chess, for example, connecting them to ChessBase and everything. I remember I had the easiest time setting up and connecting the DGT board. It's a little bit more hardware involved with the Chestnut. Also, that's right, the app on the Chestnut was also a little awkward. Chestnut versus DGT. According to Copilot, Chestnut boards offer superior online connectivity, app integration, and interactive features. But I am interested in Lichess and Chessbase, as you and I both should be. It claims for Lichess and Chessbase integration, Chestnut wins over DGT in 2026 due to its chip-based piece recognition, full app ecosystem, and stable cross ability. Let's do this. I'm going to copy this. I love doing this across some platforms. We're going straight from Copilot to I didn't look to see yesterday if our music that we had yesterday triggered any I don't know if I like this particular one, but that one I like. Let's put this one is interesting. And that one is a little different. We will see what we have. And then I'm going to use Gemini. Where is Gemini? Hopefully the music is not too loud. Let me know. All right, and we're off. Omer, are you still with us, sir? He is with us. This is good. Oh no, I lost my search. Chestnut versus Chess. Oh, it was Chess Up. Was the other one that I looked at. Chestnut for Lichess and Chess Base. Connectivity. Comparison. Because I copied those links. We will see if it is used. Because the world usually just goes straight to chess.com, because chess.com, of course, I think worked directly with Chestnut to make sure their board was oh, I remember, it was the rapid games. The rapid games are different from the Blitz games, or it might be vice versa. I think it's the Blitz games that cannot be done.
Thanks for the match. I have now updated this variation in chess base that we played. I have started studying systems against English as black. There was a small note about the move n1c3.
It was interesting, right? I think I'm supposed to play knight on 5 to c3 and knight to d2, obviously. Well, my opponent has shown up. That was easy. Good morning, Omar. Are we continuing with? No, we're not. Continuing with the Schliemann. Must stop bishop g5. The main and perhaps only reason. Is it you, sir? Is it really you? Ready with bishop g4 for more. Bishop g4 for more. Do I wish? Oh, he doesn't have the same weakness on. Does not have the same weakness. That he had on the d3 square this time. We have to wait. We have to wait with our anxiousness to bother him. Well, there it is. There's our weakness. There's our weakness now, it seems. Do we go for it? It seems. Let's just stake out that space on that side of the board now, in case. do have a hole at b5. Probably wanted to wait for his knight to commit to d2. I don't get it. This is a very unusual circumstance. What was he thinking? It seems. What? Are you gonna let me do that? Oh. So he has to recapture, right? Or does he? Let's just pay him a visit with another one. How about that? Let's see how he plans to develop his pieces now. We're threatening this and that. It seems like there's a check there, right? Where does the queen go if I bother him? I don't know. That will tax your playing ability, I'm afraid. No takebacks. I lose so many games to touch moves that you cannot afford to let that happen. I'm so sorry, Omer. But let's look at that game from the beginning. Master Chess Dojo is black. E4. We should be at a greater number than 803. Music check, sound check, sound check. Sound check. Music is at 63% of what I'm hearing, so. All right, so is this different? So bishop to b5 is obvious, right? Knight d7. Oh, that's very clever. Knight d7 and knight c5 against this for next time, maybe. Bishop f6 is actually a worthy competitor. Knight a5 is real. Bishop a2, knight back to c6. What did I gain? Knight d4, knight takes d4. But what happens on knight d4? Knight takes e5. Is that pawn being weak on d3 valuable enough? It seems. Maybe. I like this position a lot. Make sure that we're not playing a new game. Kean Ario. I always love it when they don't have flags. It usually means they may be... Oh, I take that back. He does have a flag from Iran. Welcome from Iran. And Ukraine. Let's go Ukraine. Is there a particular Slavic country reference that we could note for Ukraine? KL Astar. K-Laster. KL Aster. I know that Ron is working much harder on his chess in a certain respect than I am. I don't know why we would let that go. I don't know, the outside pass pawn is far more valuable than allowing this target. Don't be afraid. Fear not. No. Now you've got a weakness. Knight e4, on the other hand, did threaten a lot. You can always deal with that weakness later. Now we have a problem, Houston. Or do we? Maybe we don't. Maybe we can just take the pawn. Doesn't stop us from having the safer king. Still no threat, by the way. Rook check. Cannot block with a rook. I don't know if this was the right way, but okay it seems. We have an extra knight. $7:30 a.m. I'm still okay for a little while. Mukil, good morning. Where is the dashboard? Cloudbot. Sarah? Saranch. I don't know if it's Sarah or Saranch. Sarah. So we have to look into the Vaganian Kasparov Gambit just because Ron is looking into the Kasparov-Vaganian Gambit. Well, that's interesting. This could leave a mark, it seems. We do have to give you a checkup. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Go away. King A2 is the only move. He did almost make a touchdown, I have to admit. Saranch. Saranch, tell me how to pronounce your name. Please. Modules. I have kick turned off for the mods. Why is Kickbot still here? Ah, because Kickbot is still here. I guess I will leave the kick just for now because it's just what it is. I haven't given up on kick completely. It's just that kick has not been working well lately. More trouble than it's worth. 7:35. Are we going to get another game? I do not know. I want to change myself to Switzerland. That is my next destination. Preferences. Switzerland. The well-heeled king. Nicely done, sir. Welcome back, Mike. Mike is an admin on our channels. And he was not entirely off my radar. Does not look like we're going to get another game in. The good news about the arena is that if players don't show up right away, and there are a handful of players, the arena keeps going for the entirety of the duration. So that's why this event may become an arena on September 14th. For those of you who don't know, I've been shaving with a Aries razor and a Gillette. If anyone else has any recommendations for me to try. I do not see a remarkable difference. The Gillette seems to take care of this part of my neck a smidgen better. But I did have one nick right here with the Gillette on the Gillette side that I've not received any nicks in the month or so that I've been testing. I will do a video on it sooner or later, perhaps. Is it 3:30? I think it's 3:30 on Sundays is a student time that I needed to allocate. Is Kickbot installed among my apps in the App Store? Don't want to give up on it completely. Basically because I'm putting out the output in 1440. How is Twitch working, by the way? Anyone on Twitch with a review of how it looks? Not giving up on Twitch anytime soon. $7:39. Yeah, I'm running out of time. Ron is doing his best. Down a piece. But he has a lot of pawns. This is craziness. I don't see how C4 is not forced here. What are you looking at? Okay, maybe you're trying to keep these pawns restrained. We'll see. Yeah, I can hear them downstairs now. I'm afraid that was my last opportunity, everybody. I'm so sorry. We will wait for the Ron Hay to take care of Diorsa if we can. This one looks pretty good. Let's not weaken our king too much. What are we looking at? I don't know if our king should really be moving that much. That's what he is looking. He's like over focusing on the this is forced, but then the bishop is going to get out of mix. Now the bishop has a square. Tie it down, rook. Yeah, our king is on the wrong square, folks. Our pawns can be blockaded. I wanted to move f4. Even d4 here and f4 later, because we'll always have rook f8. Good, interesting counterplay. But what about the check? And then rook a4. I'm not sure we thought this one through so easily. He's hoping to take that pawn, but still. This will put some hairs on our chest.
Hey.
Good morning, Bierbrower. We're about to take off to take the grandson to surf camp. So I'm glad you made it in, sir. I'm glad you made it in. I don't know that I'll be streaming again later today, but I might try. Why are we doing this? Now we're losing, like, massively our number of pawns, right? Check again. And we'll get this pawn moving. Interesting. Interesting. Once that pawn is protected, we can try to run this in, it seems.
Oh, I can't say that. You look a little like Cheney, the vice president
Oh,
of Bush
no.
in the 2000s.
What in the world did you say, sir? I have to check my mod to make sure that he's doing the right thing at all times. You never know.
His first name is also a curse word.
Indeed it is. Hold on here. Content classification. Ah. Now I see it. Yes. Needless to say, everyone, thank you all for being here. We're 3 rounds in. I will give the love to a good friend who I haven't seen in quite some time. If he'll have us. Let's make sure he's still up. That way I'll still have a moment or two to talk to him. I'm looking a little whiter than normal. Yeah, because of the sun coming in. Beer Brower, Ron, hey, namaste everyone.
Have a good day.
Thank you all for being here. Whoop. What is going on here? Clicked on Let's see how this weathers the transition. How about that? It did weather the transition pretty well. Nicely done. Thank you, Ron, for the raid for Taylor in New Zealand. Namaste, everyone. Cheers and ciao. Thank you so much for being here.